What is a powerful power of attorney and why is it so important?
First of all, what is a powerful power of attorney? And before we even get to that, we have to say, what is a power of attorney? A power of attorney, and in this question, we're talking about financial power of attorney. There are various kinds of powers of attorney. The other one that comes readily to mind is a healthcare power of attorney. But what we're talking about here is a financial power of attorney where somebody is appointed to handle your financial affairs for you if you're not able to do so. That's a financial, durable power of attorney. And I'm emphasizing durable there because in the Wisconsin statutes, if you create a durable power of attorney, then it will be effective even if you become incapacitated. And that's a very important aspect of this. We do not want a power of attorney that is only valid while you have the capacity to handle your own affairs. The most important time for those things to be in place is if or when you become incapacitated, and we have a document then that authorizes somebody to handle your financial affairs and do some additional planning, maybe do some nursing home crisis planning to protect assets and otherwise handle your affairs. So the first part of the answer about what is a powerful power of attorney is that it has to be durable. Secondly of all, it should have a gifting provision in that document. The reason for this is that one of the strategies that we use very, very frequently is to handle gifting and in that way move assets out of harm's way. When I say move assets out of harm's way, I'm talking about making a gift to a trust, for example, the irrevocable trust, so that we can get assets on the 5-year conveyor belt and thus protect them for later use. A third, before we move off of that gifting provision, there are powers of attorney out there. You can go online, you can go to a bookstore. There's a hospital in the area here that will give you a power of attorney. They all have very limited or no gifting provisions. That is not in the best interest of our clients. The reason for that is that unless it says that your agent, be it your spouse or your son or your daughter, or maybe a combination, son and daughter, unless they have the ability to make gifts, then the statutes and the case law in Wisconsin is very clear. They cannot make gifts, and if they do make gifts, those gifts would have to be reversed and those monies moved back into your estate, which then exposes them to being used to pay for nursing home care. So, first of all, a powerful, durable power of attorney would have a gifting provision. Secondly of all, it would have to be a very carefully drafted gifting provision. As I said, you can go online and get powers of attorney forms, but they aren't going to have the adequate gifting provision in there. Another very important provision for a powerful, durable power of attorney is to have a provision in there with respect to your intent to return home. Why do I say that? If you are in a nursing home, and particularly if you are a single person, if you are in a nursing home and you are incapacitated, you do not have the ability legally to say to social services, I intend to return home. If you are unable to do that, the presumption is that you do not want to return home, and if you do not want to return home, then social services would take the position that your house has to be sold. The powerful, durable power of attorney will have a provision in there that says, if that ever happens, my agent has the ability to say to social services, I do intend to return home. And if that ever happens, if you have the prognosis that at some point your doctors say, yes, this person can recover enough to return home, and if you do intend to return home, then you meet the requirements, and social services cannot put a lien against the house, and they cannot require the house to be sold. So a powerful, durable power of attorney will, first of all, go into effect and stay in effect even if you become incapacitated. Secondly of all, it will have a powerful gifting provision that will allow us to move assets out of harm's way and not be limited, for example, by that $14,000 per person per year gifting provision that's in the Internal Revenue Code. It won't have that limitation on it. And thirdly, it will mean that you intend to return home, which will make a really big difference if you are in a nursing home and you own a house that you do not want to have sold.